Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. For all those Maplers not sure yet which class to main on making this series, I'll be showcasing all the updated hunting and bossing on every class after the Destiny update. I'll talk about the gameplay and why you could potentially main one of these classes. I divided this series into 5 parts, with today the last part, the mages. I hope you enjoy and that this video helps you pick a main character. Like always, we're kicking things off with the Explorer mages, starting with the Fire Poison Mage. Grinding with this class always was great after 5th job, but after the Destiny update, their grinding is even better now. Their new 3rd job skill that spreads toxic on the ground that can be exploded is such a massive addition to this class. Seriously, every other explorer will feel bad after grinding with this class. Fire Poison Mages pack a punch and have the highest damage potential out of all 3 Explorer mages. However, they do require a bit more time and effort to reach their full potential, having need for more nodes, and a cooldown reduction hat would be really nice on this class as well. However, even without all those things, the Fire Poison Mage can still light up any boss. They do lack safety and a bind, so you might want to get other nodes like Erda Nova the bind or the Ethereal Form node to stay safe. When bossing, there also are a ton of skills to use, which takes some getting used to. I noticed I was looking at my keyboard a lot when bossing, trying to figure out where all my skills are again. Also, I'm very happy that skill transparency is a thing, because it's very hard to see anything on this class when you're bossing. If you want to burn bosses and monsters to a crisp and are okay with a steeper learning curve when bossing due to a lack of safety, then check out the Fire Poison Mage. Next up is the Lightning Mage, which in my opinion is the more well-rounded out of the 3 Explorer magicians, having amazing mobbing, decent bossing and more utility than the Fire Poison Mage, like their own bind and invincibility frame, with the slight downside that your iframe is also your bind and vice versa. After the Destiny update, Lightning Mages, their mobbing got even better with some big improvements to their main mobbing attack, Chain Lightning. But their mobbing was already pretty crazy to begin with their big AoE 5th job skills that can cover large parts of the map. Their bossing is fine as well, with decent burst, but they do have a few quirks. For example, their Bolt Barrage skill works best when the boss monster is stuck in a corner, else the bolt will just keep traveling and you'll miss half your damage. They can also freeze bosses, which slows them down significantly, which can be pretty funny and sometimes pretty annoying when you want to get the boss close to a corner, for example. If you love grinding, decent bossing and like having some safety as well, then check out the Lightning Mage. The final Magician Explorer is the Bishop. This is one of the few supportive classes in MapleStory, providing buffs and shields to their party members when bossing. Bishops have gotten some massive buffs to their damage, both grinding and bossing is so much better now after the Destiny update. While their main mobbing attack in 4th job has been improved, they really start coming online after reaching level 140, when they can switch out some of their supportive skills to offensive skills thanks to their level 140 hyper skill. These new attacks help bishops grind faster and deal a lot more damage to bosses when they're bossing by themselves and don't need to support any party members. They have some additional safety with skills like Heaven's Door that revives them instantly when they receive fatal damage. Because of their additional skills, bishops will need to keep those in mind as well when they're grinding and bossing now, but still this is a very simple and safe class that also levels up pretty fast thanks to their Holy Symbol skill boosting their EXP gained, and their passive high critical rate makes them pretty great to pick up for Maplers who are just starting out. Next up is the Knight of Sickness Magician, the Blaze Wizard. If you love juggling, spamming your buttons, drinking potions and are a pyromaniac, then this class is probably the one for you. Blaze Wizards have a very unique way of bossing and mobbing, as they're constantly shooting out orbs to attack, and unlike most other mages, this class uses a double jump. They don't have a teleport, but they do have a teleportation plays down skill similar to the marksmen and bowmasters. This class is one of the least popular classes in MapleStory Global. They aren't exactly known for their high damage, but hey, any class is viable with enough funding. Their grinding is a bit of work, but at higher levels they can get pretty lazy thanks to all the additional orbs bouncing around from your 5th job skills. When bossing, they place down a circle that boosts themselves and their party members, and that's also their main selling point to bossing parties at higher levels, as their scaling isn't the best. There's going to be a Knight of Sickness remaster coming in about half a year into MapleStory Global and MapleStory C that should fix some of these issues. It just got released in MapleStory Korea, so let's see how things play out over there. Next up is the newest magician class, Lara. Wherever Lara goes, special veins appear that Lara can activate to unleash wind, fire and water elements on the map. Lara has a unique way of grinding where she activates those veins to do most of the work for her, while you use your own mobbing attack and 5th job skills and reactivate your summons when needed when grinding. It's a very different playstyle. This is not a mage who doesn't have teleport but instead uses a double jump, and you might need to get used to her up jump, which works a bit clunky in my opinion. She also can use her veins to cast various supportive buffs, nothing too crazy, but a buff is a buff. When bossing, Lara doesn't activate activate her veins like she does when she's grinding. Instead, she absorbs them to buff her main attack. Lara can bind bosses with her hyper skill and see some really nice burst damage as well. But when that's on cooldown, her damage does feel a bit lacking. She did get some buffs with the Destiny update though, and will get even more buffs to her damage in the future. She's also very squishy early on, so when you decide to pick up this class, make sure to use your free pet that you get from the level 33 quest, Have You Learned About Pets, to get a pet with Auto Potion. That makes surviving when you're grinding to level 200 a lot easier. I would not recommend Lara for Maples who are just starting out due to her squishiness, but she is in my opinion a very fun class with a very unique way of grinding. She has decent burst damage, some party support and very flashy skills. Next up is the magician hero Evan. This class has a pet flying and talking lizard called Meer. Evan and Meer are always working together when it comes to grinding and bossing. They're both able to use skills and can fuse them together to create special effects. This sounds really fun on paper, but it's actually quite a lot of work in game. You'll constantly be using multiple skills as most of them have short cooldowns. I think this GIF over here describes Evan best. Evans also need to keep comboing their skills together and recall Meer to either get a buff, leave a debuff, or apply some other effects. Evans aren't super popular because of their playstyle. Their damage is fine though, they are pretty good burst mages, dishing out a lot of damage, but it's also a bit more work compared to most other classes. They do have a 10-second invincibility iframe where they're mounted on Meer firing off that dragon laser, but they don't have their own bind. With the Destiny update, some improvements were made to Evan's teleport, which is a lot better now, and he got a few more damage buffs on some of his 5th job skills. If you enjoy a class with high maintenance, lots of skill fusing and dragons, check out Evan. Actually, make sure to make this class regardless, because their link skill is very nice. Just keep in mind that Evan does not feel that great when just starting out. The other hero magician class is Luminous. Luminous has to balance between light and dark skills to deal the most damage. Once everything is perfectly balanced as it should be, Luminous reaches equilibrium. And with that active for a short time, he's able to spam some of his enhanced skills. Luminous, as most mages, excels at grinding, but isn't a slouch when it comes to bossing either, having their own bind and a ton of damage to bring to the table. This is one of those classes that deals a lot of lines of damage. They also have a passive magic guard. Their black orbs that float around them can absorb damage and they can block some status effects. They don't have any invincibility frame, but all heroes do get a 30-second invincibility frame to common 5th job hero skill called Freud's Will. I used it on Shade as well, it's really nice, you have to stack that though. At higher level, grinding on Luminous can be lazy once you're strong enough. Just keep using Reflection, which is your light mode attack. That skill has such a crazy range that in some maps you can just stand in the middle and just fire off that skill without moving much. But reaching that stage where you can do that, even in dark mode, does require some funding. If you enjoy easy grinding, a ton of lines and managing a gauge to balance both the light and dark side, then check out Luminous. This class has a very powerful link skill that increases defense ignored, so make one even if you don't want to main one. Next up is the resistance magician, the Battle Mage. If you are working on link skills and Legion, I recommend making this class last out of every mage, because their teleport is so good that you'll hate playing on every other mage class after playing on this class. After the Destiny update, Battle Mages can zoom around the map like crazy by using their up jump and teleport together. The grinding is still pretty much the same after Destiny, which is 50% lazy when your summons are out to take care of everything off the map, and 50% action when your summons are on cooldown, so you're blinking around the map defeating monsters with your aura sight and teleport. Battle Mages don't have magic guard, but instead are very tanky and have a ton of HP. They don't really use magic, they just bonk monsters on the head with their staff. Their bossing is a bit more unique though. Battle Mages have to constantly teleport when attacking to deal the most damage, which can take some getting used to. Personally, I didn't really like it that much. They are still welcome in bossing parties though, thanks to their many auras that give some great buffs to their party members, which makes them a valuable supportive class as well. Their damage isn't very great, but then again, every class can be viable with enough funding. If you enjoy zooming around the map, becoming the Grim Reaper himself while also providing support, then check out the Battle Mage. If you do like zooming around the map, but you're more of an animal lover, then perhaps Beast Tamer is more up your alley. If Blaze Wizards are jugglers, then Beast Tamer is the rest of the circus. She has a few animal friends that can help her, all with very unique skills. This class is basically 4 classes in one. With her cat mode active, she can support party members, the bird mode can fly and is great for mobbing, the leopard mode is also great for mobbing with great mobility, and their bear mode is their bossing mode. This class is very versatile and doesn't really play like any other class in the game really. You can max out multiple animals and can switch between them depending on the situation. The damage isn't all that great though, but not many classes get a skill that makes one of their animals ride a bull dressed up as a clown, so yeah, there's that. They got some buffs with the Destiny update and now get more skill points even past level 200, making it possible to max out more skills and other animals. However, this class is not released in MapleStory Korea where the main balancing is done, so it is always risky to play this class as bugs sometimes aren't fixed for weeks if not months, and their balancing is usually questionable. Another class that suffers from not being a class balanced by the main balancing team is Kanna. This class was severely unbalanced for years, being the only class in the game that could boost the monster spawn rate, and they also had the best supportive skills in the game. After the Destiny update, their spawn boosting effect of their skill has been removed, and their damage has been lowered significantly past level 200 due to a nerf to their boost nodes. Kanna uses summons to attack large parts of the map and have decent mobbing. Their summons damage formulas got reworked with the Destiny update, which boosts their damage, and they are also wanted in bossing parties thanks to having the best supportive skills in the game. They have 2 binds, one of which lasts 5 seconds longer than any other bind in the game, and their domain skill is very powerful. However, due to a nerf in their boost nodes, Kanna did lose a lot of damage, which makes them less viable as solo bossing mules and grinders. This class is supposed to get a rework again soon though. If you enjoy managing summons, a unique visual style, the best supportive skills in the game, and are not afraid of what the balancing team might do next to this class, then make sure to check her out. Another one of the more recently released mages is Illium. This class is another one of those mages like Evan, whose playstyle is unique and an acquired taste. You either love it or you hate it. His attacks are directed to his battery, so positioning that thing is a big part of your playstyle. Illium's attack also fills up his gauge, and once filled up, after the 3rd job you can transform into an avatar of destruction. Gaining wings, Illium can fly across the map to unleash devastating attacks. Illium does not have magic guard like most mages, but instead has to build up stacks that set crystal above their head to take less damage, which can make him quite squishy at earlier levels. Illium also has 2 summons to manage and can combine them into one big summon. He has various 5th job skills to boost his mobbing and bossing. You'll be using those skills quite often, they're quite a big part of his playstyle. They all have cooldowns though. This class is pretty powerful even without much funding and has their own bind, but it has a unique playstyle that not everyone will like. This class got buffed again with Destiny and will get buffed even more in the future. I think this class is a bit unpopular, so Nexon just keeps buffing it, but I think it's actually quite strong already, but yeah. So if you want to play a strong class with a very unique playstyle, then check out Illium. And the final magician class is Kinesis. This class does not have MP, but instead has to manage his psychic points to use some of his skills. This class isn't that popular, it has unique visuals, and personally after playing it again for a bit, I kinda enjoy grinding on it. Kinesis picks up monsters and just throws them around. You can even send them flying, and when grinding, his 5th job skills help him draw in monsters and unleash more attacks across the map. When bossing, managing your points can be a bit annoying at times because they go down pretty fast when you're unloading all of your attacks. Also, fighting bosses that move around a lot can be troublesome for this class, as most of the skills target like a specific part of the map. They do have their own bind though. Similar to Blaze Wizards and Lara, this class does not have a teleport skill, but instead uses a double jump. It's again a more unique playstyle for a mage, which makes him a bit less popular compared to some of the other mages, a bit more work as well. But if you enjoy unique visuals, resource management and throwing trains at monsters, then check out this class. And those were all mages in MapleStory. I hope this video was useful and helps you pick a mage main, and as always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar NHI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Jesus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vira, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord _MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal1 Pun, Victor Sundstrom, Radical Jaws, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, Sir-Tito655, Matthias Simonson, Mr. Narc, Galando Balavia, my name is Coppersan, and I'm super cute XOXO, PC Game Life, Dante Victory, Stanislaus Xumo Begas, Swap to Bish, Road to level 235, 30k stat, reboot, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, I'm disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gable Eck, Penro Benetti, Conrad Cristales, Ace Light, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Doc on a Tokabox, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, and Brandon Cam. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!